I'm taking a sound healing training today, and I am happily paying more for just one section of this sound training than you could for an entire sound healing certification that you might be seeing in your social media feeds out there. And there's a reason for this. Lineage matters. So many of the trainings that you see out there are being put together willy-nilly by somebody whose intention is simply to get a large social media following and then be able to make an income off of a couple $100 program. This person may have also themselves taken part in a couple $100 program that was from somebody else who took a couple $100 program, and there's no real lineage connection here. There's no connection to specific traditions, to specific shaman. And what happens now is that we have a lot of people calling themselves healers who actually have no business doing what they're doing. If you don't know how to hold sacred space for people, if you haven't learned the pitfalls of this type of a setting, if you don't know how to tap into that ancestral wisdom and lineage, you are missing like the vast majority of what it means to be a healer. And this is true whether you're a sound healer, an herbalist, an aromatherapist. I have always been willing to invest in training when I find a teacher that I know is authentic, that really knows what they're doing. My teacher today is connected to Mayan lineage, Native American lineage, and Tibetan lineage. And he's been doing this his entire life. So I know that I can rely upon his wisdom, his experience, and that the practices that he's passing down to me are legitimate and time-tested and are going to take the safety of my client into consideration. That is very different than somebody going and getting a couple $100 sound certification from somebody who doesn't really have any of that. They're not getting that ancestral wisdom. They're not getting that lineage passed down to them. And so they're actually missing the core of what it means to be a healer. And this is why in my apprenticeships, lineage is one of the focuses that we have. And I very intentionally pass down the lineage that I have learned from my sound teachers, from my herbal teachers, from my aromatherapy teachers, because that wisdom is priceless. That wisdom is what is actually going to make you a better healer. Not a bunch of equipment that looks really cool, not having an apothecary with all the herbs, not having all the essential oils. It's nothing visual that you're going to be looking at that is going to make you a healer. It's what's inside. It's wisdom from experience, and if you can draw on somebody else's, even better, exponentially better. So yes, I am willing and have always been willing in my career to invest deeply in my training with legitimate people, with legitimate lineage. And that is what I am also passing down to my apprentices now, and I'm proud to say that. This is something that you want to look for in the healing world, because there's a lot of illegitimate teachers out there that don't have that foundation. And if you're curious to know more about this, follow along.